Hello and welcome to another edition of Battletech Advanced, brought to you by Commando Gaming Strategic Gaming and brought to you live on twitch.tv at Commando Gaming 1. Thank you for joining our stream or watching this video after the stream. If you are watching this post-stream, I'd encourage you to go to twitch.tv, Commando Gaming 1, and give us a follow so you can join us live for Battletech Advanced Sunday through Friday. So 6 days a week we are doing Battletech at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. So please keep in mind that time frame if you're interested in this game. We also have a wide assortment of other games that we stream on a regular basis. So please check out our schedule. And let's get into our challenges for today. So we're currently traveling to another planet. Let me get my audio set up here. Sorry, I usually do that before the stream. I put the audio in my ear so we don't get any echoing on the stream. So let's do that real quick. Missed a step this morning, clearly. All right, and let's move. We're moving on to another planet, moving into the periphery to see if we could find some lower level planets, because we need to gather some more mechs. That's the biggest thing we need to do. All right, we've suffered some injuries putting out a fire. That's unfortunate. But morale probably would have gone down if we had vented. They probably would have said something like, everybody lost their stuff when we vented the pod, or something like that. I don't think there was a positive way for that to end. So let's see, how long is Scrub going to be out? He's a pretty important pilot for us.
What's up, boss?
Oh, he's not out. He's fine. Alright, so everything's good. Alright, let's find... We're here on this brand new planet. So let's find ourselves some missions here. Burden of proof, ambush convoy. No, we're not going to do an ambush convoy. We'll do an asset retrieval. Nice one skull mission to get us started. Hey, Skewed One, how are you doing? I'm very excited about the fact that we're going to have a update on this mod on Monday. Gives me a whole weekend to primarily work on finishing unpacking. As you can see, we're getting the office under control. We should have our studio completely set up over the weekend. It takes pure luck, as far as I know, to get a positive outcome on the fire event. Yeah, you can't really win. I was hoping that maybe they would put it out and there wouldn't be any loss of morale, but that was not the case. So I'm really excited about us getting an update on this mod in just a couple days. And starting a fresh start on Tuesday that really counts. So I'm really excited about that. So we've moved out to the periphery because we need to gather some mechs here because we're really struggling to put together some stronger units. So I'm hoping, we're just a couple pieces away from getting some really solid mechs. So I'm hoping that will happen soon. Did some upgrades while I was traveling. For example, I took the LRM 10s out of the Griffin here and added LRM 20. So that should be a nice little boost in firepower. I have a hard time justifying LRMs unless they're of a magnitude of at least LRM 15. LRM 5s and LRM 10s don't really move the needle for me from a damage standpoint. So I tend to take those off of lighter mechs. The efficiency for me for LRMs really comes out of having a larger missile boat that can drop large amounts of LRMs on an enemy. LRM 5s and LRM 10s really just don't do anything for me, in my opinion. I'd much rather have SRMs or MRMs in that situation. Don't know if you agree with that, Askewed One. Love your feedback there. Do you have any plans to do a fresh start on this, what's probably going to be a substantial update? Or are you just going to load the update and move forward? Skewed One says, I'll run with 10s on lighter mechs if it is at all feasible. Yeah, I mean, I just don't think LRM 5s and LRM 10s are just an efficient use of your tonnage. It's a different story if they're clan, of course, because they're half the weight. How's work going for you? Actually, you're back to work tomorrow, right? How's your vacation been for you? Is what I should say.
Command interface initiated.
Skewed One, I did see they had a big ceremony where they had a bunch of people getting the vaccines today in Washington. It's great to see people getting the vaccines, but some of the people that are getting the vaccine, I'm like, really? There's no doctor that's actually on the front lines that can't use the vaccine more than some of the people they're giving the vaccine to right now. I understand that right now they're doing a big PR push to get people interested in taking the vaccine. But it just seems odd to me that the second lady is more of a priority to get the vaccine than, say, a first responder or someone who's actually working with COVID people on a daily basis. I understand the vice president, but theoretically, if the vice president gets the vaccine, he can't get it from his wife. So why is the wife getting vaccinated? It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, other than, it's kind of a political PR move. And I don't mean that in a negative way, because I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to get skeptical people to take the vaccine. But, bring in some doctors and first responders to take the vaccine on camera. I think that would be a lot more helpful than having some political appointees getting the vaccine right now. But, that's just me. That's all the politics I want to talk about today. And that wasn't really politics. That was just... since you're in the medical community, I'm confused by the desire to have certain people take this vaccine before other people take the vaccine, purely for PR or media purposes. Not a big fan of that. But hey, I don't make those calls. But hey, we're here for BTA, so we're on a recovery mission right now. So this is our target zone. We're on a recovery mission, but we're really on a salvage mission because we desperately need to upgrade our mechs right now. We have a second mech bay, but we only have 6 mechs right now. So, and the main reason I got the mech bay is for the tech points, not because we needed the storage room right now.
I'm already there.
Ah, you did a lot of BTA while watching The Simpsons. Well, I mean, one of the things, the Skewed One, that you can say about BTA is you could play it at a relatively casual pace. So if you've got something else going on and you're multitasking, one of the things I like about BTA and all turn-based games is you can actually play at your own pace. You can get up and do something, you can multitask, and still feel like you can have a good time with the game. So we just popped up on this flea right here. Now the good thing is we caught the flea before it was evasive. As you can see, it has no evasion right now. I'm just explaining some things to perhaps some newer people for Battletech Advanced. Once this flea starts moving, it's going to be really hard to hit. So what are we going to do? We're going to hit it while it's non-evasive. That's going to become a priority target for us until it becomes evasive. Not because a flea is particularly dangerous, but because our hit percent chances when it's not moving are going to be better than anything before. Ouch. Oh, that flea gave us better than we gave him.
Critical hit. Critical hit.
Alright, so that flea got us back for hitting it. Let's see if we can get some rear shots on this flea. Now the flea is going to be evasive now, so our hit chances, as you can see, are much lower. Let's do Battlelord here, just to increase our hit percent chance. We're probably going to lose medium laser for that, but it's going to be worth it. Because we're going to get these MRMs into the rear of the flea. Skewed One says, but a lot of the reasons I love LRMs and mortars is to still be delivering some sort of damage nearly every turn, even if I have to aim at the ground to do it. So yeah, that's true. That's true, Skewed One.
Yes, Commander.
That's absolutely true. I want to encourage everyone to get involved in the chat room. If you want to ask questions about Battletech, if you want to give suggestions, if you want to give us tips, backseat driving is acceptable here. You know, I've played about 3,500 hours plus in Battletech, including most of the major mods, but even I still learn every time I play this game. So please feel free to give us thoughts, opinions, ideas. We are very open to those. And then, you know, we're really excited because this mod is going to be updated on Monday. So if you haven't played this mod yet and you're interested, doing it with the update on Monday is probably, I can't think of a better time to get involved in this game. Or if you played it in the past and you're thinking about dusting it off, again, Monday could not be the update, which comes out Monday, so I would get started maybe Monday evening, is going to be a great entry point for this game right now. Let's see, I could shoot at the flea here, but I'm just as likely to hit my locust, so let's not do that. Let's go for the stinger. Probably not going to get a hit on more than maybe a couple missiles. Didn't even get that. So, a skewed one. I don't know if you answered yet or not. Are you going to do a fresh start with the mod, or are you just going to, with the update, or are you just going to load the update and roll with your current save? Either way is fine. I'm just curious. Just curious what the rest of the community is doing. Looking at Discord, a lot of people really do seem interested in doing a fresh start with the update of the mod.
Acknowledged.
Heat issue here on the Locust.
Watch my heat. I'm taking damage.
You think you're gonna roll with your current start at least till you get your mind wrapped around the challenge? That's gonna be fun. So myself and IMG are actually gonna have a little bit of a challenge. I don't know if you heard about it, but we're actually going to let's see. Let's go after. I don't want to go after that stinger. It's too evasive. I got to try to keep my Owens evasive here. Let's go after this vehicle over here. So IMG and myself are going to do a little bit of a challenge. So with the update on Monday, both of us are going to do a fresh start, and we're going to try to start with only battle mechs and see how that goes. Or battle armor, I should say. So there is going to be a start in the updated mod that allows you to take battle armor as 50% of your starting lance. So that that certainly is going to be a little challenging. Battle armor certainly has some pluses and minuses to it. Let's go ahead and do melee on this flea. The pluses are that they're very evasive and very hard to hit, and they can cover vast distances very quickly. The negatives, and they're also very stealthy, which means they can ambush a lot. However, you're going to have very little armor, and you're going to have very little firepower at your disposal with this battle armor. So it's going to make for an interesting start, to say the least. My guess would be that you start out with 3 light mechs and maybe two battle armor units, or 3 battle armor units. Anything less than that would be really hard to start. Hopefully we will rock and roll on this mission. Thank you, Miss Simmons, for joining us. Always glad to have you back, giving us some comedy while you watch. We really appreciate that.
Locked and loaded. Here it comes.
We love to have as many people as possible interested and involved in the chat room. As much as I love to talk to myself, I would much rather interact with all of you. Alright, so let's see what our Griffin can do here. We're desperately trying to gather up some mechs we can use. Alright, let's go for the leg on this flea, see if we can finish it off. Not quite. Oh! Alright, took him out. We got 2 flea parts. Fleas actually do have a significant value if you use them correctly. That's one of the things I love about Battletech Advanced is they've added so many mechs. I think we're up over 350, including variants, that you can always find something. Let's do a
Acknowledged.
melee on this stinger since we're overheating. You can always find something something you could do with any mech on the field. The possible exception would be the cicada, which I think is completely useless. I've said that many, many times. I would rather have a locust, for example, than a cicada. Ouch. Might be losing that locust if I'm not careful.
Reporting. Critical hit.
Ready, Commander.
Alright, we're gonna have to keep our locust evasive there. We're gonna have some heat issues here. Don't want to go for that shot. The reason I'm not taking that stomp is I don't like my light mechs to not be evasive. Hey, M. Simmons, he says, later today I get to throw out my queen bed frame and nightstand as bed bugs appear to be in the wood. Oh, that's a shame. That's very expensive. I'm sorry you're dealing with that. You know, bed bugs can be very invasive. And there just isn't very much that you can do about it, as you said, except for getting rid of the items that are infested with the bed bugs. You know, it's just not a fun situation, that's for sure. All right, let's go for a kick. Go for a kick on this stinger.
I'm your spaniel.
Heat is definitely a problem on this map right now.
I think I hit something good.
Alright.
Generating a lot of heat, Commander.
Oh, I shouldn't overheat just from hitting a using a medium laser.
Cooking my internal structure.
I think I'm going to have to add some heat sinks to that Jenner next opportunity. It's just running too hot.
Commander?
And you know, sometimes you have to drop it like it's hot. So I'm going to drop some heat sinks into that Jenner. Yes, I know that was a horrible pun. But it was funny. Kind of funny. Funny-ish.
Solid.
Alright, so we got rid of that stinger. That's good. I mean, heck, even an extra stinger in the mech bay would make me happy at this point. Yeah, that's true. It did run through a forest fire. I agree with that statement. One thing I don't like is I feel like forest fires are a little too hot. Like, if a mech just runs briefly through a forest fire, I don't think it should take as much heat damage as it does. All right, you're off. Somebody's buying you a 7-piece bedroom set to replace it. Oh, that's pretty nice. If I get bed bugs, can I get a new bedroom set? Because that might be worth it. I'm just kidding, of course. I'm sure if you had your choice, you would have preferred. We're gonna do vigilance here on the locust. I'm just trying to keep the locust evasive.
Pretty damn hot in here.
Alright, let's push in
Moving, Commander.
the Owens. So, how does everybody else feel about the update on this game on Monday? Are you excited about it? You know, in the message boards, people are actually pretty mixed about it. Some people really like the game in the current status with the current settings. So I've actually seen discussions in the chat room where people will actually say,
I'm generating a lot of heat here, boss.
oh, how did I get a shutdown on the Jenner?
Damn it.
Really?
Too hot. I gotta shut down.
I didn't even shoot anything. Alright, now the Jenner's going to be the primary target for the enemy for a while. But in the Discord, I would say 75% of people want to are excited about the
No shooting,
update,
just running.
and about 25% of people feel like they're just gonna they're actually going to not update until they see how it works out for some other people.
Reporting minor damage.
M. Simmons says it depends if you want to play Mother May I for the rest of your life for money that's supposed to be for your benefit. Yeah, I can honestly see the downside to that. I was thinking of that before I mentioned that. You know, it's a tough situation. I have actually stepped in and managed trusts for my family before. And you do end up with situations where nobody's really happy with how you manage the funds, and everybody wants to do other things with the funds than what you feel they should do. So I've seen both sides of that, M. Simmons. So I can understand your dilemma there. Believe me, I can. All right, let's do. Alright, my locust is, I don't really need my locust to continue this mission, so I'm just going to move the locust back.
This heat is cooking my internal structure.
I've really got to look at my heat on some of these mechs, because this is not going to work. If I'm overheating every other round, this is not going to work for me. I know there's a lot of fire, and I've been walking through a lot of fire to get to our objective, but still, this heat is a little frustrating.
Powered up. I'm receiving you.
Alright, let's see. See if I can avoid the fire here. I can't. So I might as well just go through the fire, make my Kintaro a target,
Watch my heat.
and hope the enemy will shoot at my Kintaro instead of my Jenner. See, the Griffin can get through. So many fires. Are you fighting yourself? Yeah, I mean, we ended up with a lot of fires here. Not really sure why we ended up with so many fires. It's not like anything was using Inferno ammo that I saw.
Damn, we're gonna do this right.
It reminds me of where I live in California, where everything causes a fire.
Waiting for orders.
And we're pretty much in fire season.
Double time. Let's go.
Oh, come on. Our Locust hasn't done anything.
This heat is frying my internals.
Why are we overheating so bad? That's what I want to understand. I get the mechs that just went through the fire, but these mechs that aren't going through the fire and are not shooting should not be overheating as much as they are. That's okay. There we go. That should be the last.
Roll her down.
That should be the last target there for
order.
this mission. So let's. All right. I know we're gonna run through the fire here.
Roger that.
But I'm trying to complete the mission here.
Heat's frying my internals.
So what's everybody doing this
My mech's
weekend?
overheating.
You know, obviously, those of us that watch The Mandalorian are going to be very excited to
Commander,
watch
I'm
that
reporting
tonight.
a slow-roasting pilot
Please,
here.
no spoilers, because I'm not going to watch it until this
Sergeant
evening.
Tuck.
I know some people have probably already
Overheat,
watched it
boss.
this morning.
Shutting down.
But no spoilers, please. I'm very excited about seeing the season finale for Mandalorian tonight.
The asset has been secured.
Tenet,
Ready for retrieval.
the movie Tenet is also now available on paper to purchase. So I think I'm going to buy a copy of Tenet just to have something new to watch. I haven't purchased a movie in quite some time. because most of the movies that have come out have been pretty not so good right now. It feels like all of the movies they've been releasing are like B-level movies that would have been like straight to video or maybe on Netflix or Amazon, but now they're becoming the highlight movie releases just because nothing good has come out. So Tenet is kind of the first big release I've seen that makes me interested in purchasing it. So I'll be watching The Mandalorian. I'll be watching Tenet. I'm also going to be working on unpacking. None of these mechs really excite me. Let's look at components first. Are there any Ooh, I need a tag. I desperately need a tag. So I'll take that tag. Ooh, and an XL engine. Oh, I almost want to take 2 XL engines, but I really need a tag right now. So we'll take that. So we'll take the Stag, large laser, LRM-10, LRM-5, tag, XL engine, Guardian ECM. Not a bad haul for a relatively simple mission. We did not get any mechs out of that though, so that's a bummer. That's a bummer. Excited about doing a got about another hour for this stream. It's going to be a little shorter than I would like because of work. But we're going to get into our routine of longer streams probably starting next week. Have a little more flexibility with the holidays. Okay, so we lost a heatsink on the Locust. Alright, I did not notice that before. That makes more sense. I do have some XL engines, but I'm not sure any of these mechs are worthy of an XL engine. Alright, so do I want to wait the 3 days for the Locust, or do I want to just drop short a mech? You know, sometimes you really get spoiled by having that extra mech. You know, I very rarely take ambush convoy missions, but yeah, let's take an ambush convoy mission. I could do an ambush convoy mission shorthanded and feel pretty comfortable doing it. Let's put our sensor locker in the Owens just in case we have a need for him. And let's deploy. Very rarely do I do an ambush convoy, Skewed One. You probably haven't seen me do one on camera because I do them very infrequently. But it's a half skull mission. Maybe we can get some mech parts out of it. And I just, if I had better mechs, I'd feel more comfortable about doing a heavier mission with just 4 mechs. But in this scenario, it feels like... Oh, Skewed One, you hardly ever do them as well. Yeah, I know. I remember when career mode first came out, I was obsessed with clearing every single planet with every mission because I wanted to get the highest score possible. But, you know, once we had BTA with the much larger map, there's so many planets with so many missions that there's no reason to do missions that you hate. Alright, so let's get in, see what we got here. See what we're up against. Maybe there's going to be some mechs worth getting here. Oh, jeez. Oh, this is impossible. Stop the convoy from escaping. Where are they supposed to escape to? That's the question. It looks to me like they're going up this road, which is going to make it almost impossible for me to stop them. But maybe I could get some parts out of this.
Sweet.
Sadly, even if it's just a wasp, I could probably use a wasp as a backup right now. See, the problem is this convoy is actually moving
Systems holding.
away from us, so it's going to be almost impossible for us to complete this mission. We're going to have to chase down the enemy to make this work. This is why I hate ambush convoy missions. And you know what? We're just gonna withdraw, I think. Because there's no mechs worth getting. And there's no way we're gonna stop this convoy from getting away from us. A convoy that's moving in exactly the opposite direction is pretty impossible. Oh boy. That was a lot of firepower from a wasp. Not sure where that came from. I think it came from the wasp. Might have been just a rocket launcher. Yeah, I hate to disappoint everybody. We're probably going to do a withdrawal here because we're not going to succeed. The only thing I'm going to succeed in here is taking damage.
Minimal damage on that hit.
Yeah, we're going to withdraw.
Let's get the hell out.
Yeah, I mean it's just ambush missions, ambush convoy missions where the convoy is moving away from you with BTA are almost impossible to beat. All right. Yeah, whatever, Free Worlds League. You could be upset. But I'm not going to take a whole bunch of damage for an impossible mission. It's just not going to happen. And we just didn't have the speed and the angles to make that work. And that scenario is exactly why I never take ambush convoy missions. Yeah, because there's no way I could win. The only way I could possibly beat that mission would be if I went all in to stopping the convoy, which means I would take substantial
Job's done.
rear shots, and I don't want to do that. So we'll wait for the locust, and we'll take a real mission here. Alright, so we have a recovery mission. We have an ambush convoy. We just went through that. We have an assassinate. Alright, logistical base capture. Let's do the base capture. Usually base captures are good opportunities for salvage. Since we're probably going to have a garrison and then they'll send another wave of reinforcements at us. Alright. Let's put our... we have a ghost pilot. We do. Here we go. We have T-Bone. So let's take T-Bone out. We'll put Bloody Doves in the Jenner. And we're going to put T-Bone in the Locust because he has the Phantom ability. So we're going to get +2 evasive on the Locust. So let's do that. Rhino Meister 156, thank you for the follow. Want to remind everybody, number one, let's get involved in the chat room. We'd love to interact with you as much as possible. But more poignant to Rhino's follow is we do have a Funko Pop giveaway. So if you like Funko Pops, you can literally tell me either a Funko Pop that you want or tell me a category that you want. For example, if you're like, can you find me an X-Man Funko Pop? And I'll find you an X-Man Funko Pop. Or if you're like, I would like Spider-Man number 3. our Funko Pop number 3, which is Spider-Man, the first Funko Pop Spider-Man, which you can actually get for a decent price on Amazon, and I will get it for you. So all you have to do is follow us for a chance. Now we have over 3,000 followers because we've had a very successful year. So how can you increase your chances? By being involved in our stream. So the more you interact with us in the chat room or follow our streams, the more likely you are to win the Funko Pop. Just like anything else, if you work a little harder, you're going to have more success. All right. Oh, we're right next to the capture zone. Oh boy, could this be any easier?
I'm going.
Of course, this means we're going to have enemy reinforcements show up, which is what we want.
Moving, Commander.
Locking in coordinates.
Might as well get everybody into the capture zone.
Moving to position.
So we're clustered together and we can react to the enemy here. Okay. Alright, so now we have to kind of just run around. It's a trap.
Rolling.
It's always a trap, iCypher. It's always a trap in Battletech. Whenever it looks easy, it's a trap.
I'm your spaniel.
Nice to see you, iCypher. Glad to see you viewing the stream. If it's too easy, it's a trap. Yes. Alright, come on.
Moving, Commander.
Just waiting for the enemies to trigger here. They're gonna have it's gonna happen. So we'll just kind of run around until we trigger the enemy response to our capture. There we go. Alright, enemy lands coming in. Alright, hopefully it's good mechs, because that's what we need. Now, see, what they don't understand is we set up a trap for the trap. Ooh, Blackjack, Wolverine, and a 30-tonner. So I'm happy to trigger this trap if it gets us some good mechs. So let's see what we're going to get out of this. Alright, so we got a Wasp Lamb, but hey, we've got this Blackjack here. Alright, let's hit this Blackjack as quickly and as hard as we can.
Aye, copy.
One of the reasons I like a tag is for this example right here. So we can actually fire with our mech that has the tag, knowing that we're going to get a sensor lock versus just doing a traditional sensor lock. This Blackjack is definitely the biggest threat so far. Alright, so we're getting... Alright, so we got a Javelin, a Wasp Lamb, a Wolverine, which is really the prize salvage here of this Lance, and a Blackjack. And we're actually one part away from getting a Blackjack here. Oh, but it's... Oh, boy. We did so much damage to the center torso. Alright, chances are we're just going to get one part of this Blackjack here. We'll have to see what happens.
I live to serve.
But the fact that it, you know, it is what it is, because I really like this Wolverine here. I'd really like to get some parts of this Wolverine, to be honest with you. But I'm I think I'm 2 parts away from getting a Blackjack. So I would have to take the Blackjack over the Wolverine, just because I'm closer to getting it. And at this stage of the game, the Blackjack is a perfectly good fire support mech. And that gives me an opportunity to talk about something that's very important in this game and in Battletech lore. Is you use a mech for what it was designed to do, always. So, people get in trouble with blackjacks when they try to brawl with them,
Standing by.
or they try to scout with them. A blackjack is a direct
On the
fire
way.
support
Double
mech.
tap.
That's its job. It's supposed to be in the back, providing fire support. If you put it in the front lines, it will get squished. In fact, I don't know if you saw it, everybody in the chat room, but Tex of the Black Pants Legion just released a great video about the rifleman. And as with all of his videos, it wasn't just about the topic. It was about a wide range of things. But he really talked about the value of using a mech for what it was designed to do, and that's how the rifleman got a bad reputation, because people were forcing it into roles it was not designed to do, like being a frontline fighter. There we go. There goes the blackjack. Hopefully we got 2 parts. 4 parts. Okay. That makes me happy.
Standing by.
That means I might get some extra parts in the roll if I wanted to take a chance. All right, let's melee this javelin. Let's kick this javelin. I've got to say, with the ability to do melee and fire, kicking is a huge advantage. If you can kick an enemy and shoot at him at the same time, it's like a perfect storm. Ooh, can we get into the rear? All right, we can get into the rear of this Wolverine. Yeah, iCypher, that's exactly right. So, Tex of the Black Pants Legion provides amazing documentaries about Battletech. It is easily,
Yes, Commander.
in my opinion, the best source for this material that you can find.
Onward.
It's really amazing. Let's keep shooting this Wolverine in the rear while we have the chance. I'm going to use a precision strike just to try to make the most out of this shot. All right, hit on 2 out of 3. So I really recommend those of you that like Battletech and don't really know the lore should spend some time watching some of Black Pants Legion's videos. You could literally play one in the background while you're doing something else and learn so much about Battletech that it's amazing. He spends about 2 months just researching before he does a video, and then he spends several weeks putting the video together. So it's really a high quality production. Unlike this stream, I would say. But I really do enjoy what Tex and the Black... Whoa, what? What did our missiles hit there? Does the Wolverine have a shield that I don't know about? I have no idea what that effect was. I have no idea what our missiles hit there, but they didn't hit the Wolverine. That was bizarre. Right, just push up the Griffin here. And keep seeing if we can put damage in on this Wolverine while we can. Yeah, I mean, that was a really high quality video about the Wolverine. Usually Tex... Ouch, that Wolverine's got some teeth. That Wolverine's got some teeth. It's a good thing that my general was evasive.
Waiting for orders.
Alright, so we're just going to swarm this Wolverine and take it down as quick as we can. But Wolverine... Tex's videos are so amazing because he covers so many topics all in one video. that video could have just have easily been called a primer to how
Ready, Commander.
how war evolved in the Battletech universe. You're exactly right, iCypher. You put it as good as you can. That's exactly what that video did. Alright, let's keep working on this Wolverine. We want to take him out quickly. I'd like to maximize salvage on him, but I don't want to take damage from him.
Commander?
Alright, let's go for a kick on this javelin.
Acknowledge.
Alright, good hits on that javelin. Yep.
This just in.
But that was a really nice video. Did you see it, a skewed one, by any chance? Next opportunity, I'll put a link to the video into the stream. Ouch.
Internal structure
That
damage.
poor Locust. That poor Locust gets beat up every mission. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Barely hit, Commander.
Barely hit.
Ready for orders.
I love the pilot's confidence there, but have you looked at your damage meter? You are wrecked, my friend.
Firing on rear arc.
This Wolverine can't take too much more. There we go.
Tango down.
I hate to get one part of the Wolverine, but I need to take two parts of the Blackjack anyways, so we might as well minimize the damage we take there. So there's a method to my madness most of the time. Alright, let's do a precision strike on this lamb. I'd like to take away some of his evasion by taking out one of his legs. Didn't quite work out.
Ready for orders.
This is going to be a nice little salvage mission for us. Yeah, that's true. The pilots do cry a lot.
Targeting for an alpha strike.
You know, sometimes I just want to tell my pilots to quit whining because they do cry a lot. You know, when I don't mind it when a pilot tells me something like, "Hey, I took structural damage." That's useful information. But when a mech loses 1 bar of armor and comes to me and says, "We're getting our armor stripped apart here, Commander," that's completely useless information to me. Because it's not really accurate at all.
Dealt a heavy hit there.
Standing by.
If you have plenty of armor, then don't tell me you're getting stripped. Alright, I'm just going to move the Locust away. We don't need the Locust to finish this mission. If I got greedy and I moved the Locust in there, I guarantee you it would get destroyed. If a Kentaro and a Griffin cannot handle what's left on the field, then I'm a horrible mech
Laugh at
commander.
your puny attack.
You know, it's debatable whether I'm a horrible mech commander, but we should still be able to handle what we're up against here.
Bam. Boom. Reporting critical hit.
Since they whine a lot, will you be opening your own winery, or will you be investing in some cheese? You know, actually, we could invest in some cheese and move it from planet to planet as part of our adventures. We'd probably make a nice little profit. I wish... I don't know if anybody remembers this, but there was an old PC movie called Taipan, I think. And in that game, you had a ship, and you basically purchased items and you moved them to another location, and then you sold those items, and you fought pirates in between destinations. basically it was just a game about commerce. But you know that kind of reminds me of that. I remember that game where it was like, ooh, if you take this gold across the ocean, you'll get twice the value for it. It was that type of a game. I don't know if anybody remembers that game. I'm pretty sure it was called Taipan. It was on the Apple system, the original Apple II system. So, yes, I'm very old. There you go. iCypher said I played Taipan on the Apple IIe. Exactly. At least someone else remembers it, so I don't feel quite so old.
Confirmed.
All those shots and we didn't take out the leg? Are you kidding me?
Ready, Commander.
Are you kidding me?
Moving, Commander.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty fun game until I figured out all you had to do was just buy a bunch of cannons and defeat the pirates, so you got better stuff every time. iCypher says he too is very old.
Ready for orders.
You know, it's amazing.
Acknowledge.
My son actually likes to comment that I was around when the dinosaurs were around. I'm not quite that old. But, you know,
Roger that.
I don't feel old at all. I honestly don't. There are sometimes I feel old. I feel old, you know, maybe after a long workout or after a long day of packing for a move. Yeah, then I feel old. But in general, I don't feel old at all.
Will be done.
You know, except, you know, I had a recent conversation about my career, and it's like, wow, I've been doing the same thing for 25 years. And they're like, wow, you're super experienced. And I'm like, wow, I never looked at it that way. I remember being the young guy on the team, and now I'm like the grizzled veteran that they give the hard jobs to. Apple IIe was amazing. I mean, I think the purchase price for the Apple IIe when it came out was insanely expensive. I think it was like $4,000, which would be the equivalent of like $12,000 now. It was a significant investment, and I remember, like, not 10 years later, when my mom was moving out, she literally took an old Apple IIe. This was when I was not there, otherwise I would have stopped her. She took my Apple IIe and put it in next to the dumpster. And an Apple IIe now you could probably sell for like $15,000. I was very upset when I found out that she just put the Apple IIe next to the trash can because she thought it wasn't worth anything.
Ready, Commander.
That was a sad day. I was like, oh my god.
Throttle up.
You know, it's a collectible thing now. So it's just kind of crazy. See, this wasp has so much evasion, we're just going to have to melee it. But that was a sad day when I found out that my Apple IIe got put by the dumpster when I was at college. She was like, oh, I just didn't have room for it in the car. I'm like, really? Did you have room for a lot of money? Because 5 years later, I could have gotten a lot of money on that. Well, see, that's the amazing thing, iCypher, is there used to be a ton of Apple IIes on the market, but so many of them got thrown away or destroyed or don't work anymore that they are literally a collector's item. If you can get your hands on an Apple IIe for less than $15,000, I would be shocked, because they are definitely a collector's item, which is kind of crazy.
Locked and loaded. Here it comes.
So if you had just purchased an Apple IIe
Solid connection on that one.
and put it in a, like, if you had an unopened, unused Apple IIe, I would not be surprised if you could get like $50,000 for it. Like, never used, fresh in the box Apple IIe, mint condition, probably would, you could probably get $50,000,
Let's move.
which is just insane.
Affirmative.
I remember the Commodore Amiga 500. Those early computers that you hooked up to the TV that was basically like a spreadsheet program and a Word document program. But we're just dating ourselves. There's a whole bunch of people watching the stream that are like, why am I watching this guy? He's as old as dirt. Which is a good question. But it gives us something to talk about while we spend
The shot, Commander.
multiple rounds trying to get rid of this stupid wasp.
Move order received.
Watch, this wasp is going to kill my locust now, I'll bet you. Alright. Let's use a precision strike and just end this.
Firing all weapons.
Please die. Please. Oh, come on. How did he get no damage from that? Oh, see, I told you he was going to kill my locust. Yes, we are boomers. I'm actually not a boomer, so it drives me crazy whenever my kid says that I'm a boomer, and I'm like, I'm not a boomer.
Target lock on it.
I'm not that old. Not that there's anything wrong with being a boomer, but it just annoys me that kids call anybody over 35 a boomer now. Like, no. Alright. Alright, so we got some good salvage out of this. We didn't get a lot of damage.
Successful.
So this was a very successful mission. Especially if we put together a blackjack right now. Spoiler. Kill the locust. You want my own locust to die? At least let me sell him. At least let me sell him. Yeah, I'm Gen X too, Askewed One. Absolutely. I'm not a boomer. Alright, so we can put together a blackjack. So we're going to do that because we desperately need some heavier mechs here. Boomer is an attitude rather than an age group these days. Alright. Alright, so we got a lot of Gen Xers in here. I'm feeling a little less old. Okay, so we got the blackjack, 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 javelin, javelin, wasp. Of course we did not get the Wolverine part. I wish I'd picked the Wolverine part in retrospect. It's good to know that we're all in the same age group, which makes sense since we all like the same games. So, there is that. IMG, did you put any thoughts into our battle armor challenge? Is this something we're actually going to torture ourselves with? Because this could go very bad very quickly. The idea of doing a battle armor start, gives me cause for concern. I have to say. All right, let's repair our sad little locust. It's only going to take one day. All right, but we can finally put together some mechs here. All right, so we can put together a blackjack. Take 4 parts from salvage. That's fine. All right, so
Mech is ready to fight, Commander.
if we fail, it will be funny. I don't know about that. All right, I can actually put together a javelin too. All right, so the javelin N F is a complete opposite. Moves all the SRM6s in favor of 4 medium lasers. Let's see. 2. I like the Javelin. I like the Javelin N more than I like the Javelin F, actually. Is my green screen still off? I'm going to try tweaking it. It could be... It's harder for me to see when I set up the stream. So I'll watch a replay and see if I can improve the green screen. Each green screen is slightly different. You know, it's not all the same color, so you have to kind of tweak them a little bit. It takes a while. All right, so let's take a look at our new blackjack. All right, so we got AC2, medium lasers. All right, so that's a thing. So the first thing I'm going to do, I know some people don't like this, but a blackjack does not need jump jets. It does not need jump jets to fill its role, so we're going to take out the jump jets, increase the armor, which takes no time.
Get it in the schedule.
All right, let's look at this Javelin N. All right, we got the SRM-6, All right, we're going to take out the jump jets. Again, don't need jump jets. Really don't need jump jets. This thing cannot carry anything other than missiles, which is fine. So we're going to take out the SRMs ammo, put them in the legs, and I have 2 tons available. So what are we going to do? Do we have any rocket launchers? This would come in handy. Okay, we do. So we have a reloading rocket launcher 15. Let's throw that in there. And we'll beef up the armor. Okay, so that gives me a little bit more firepower in that Javelin.
Logged and noted. Shouldn't be too hard.
Oh, okay. The color and the green on the medium laser is off. Okay. I'll keep looking into that. I thought I fixed that problem. I've come to the thought that anything put into Lance 2 requires jump jets. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say that. All right, so we've increased our mechs by 1/3, so I'm very excited here. How often we're going to use this Javelin, I don't know, but it's at least a reserve mech. I'd probably use the Javelin instead of the Locust, to be honest with you. All right, let's find a mission to play with our new toy with. All right, let's do this embassy extraction. Lance 2 drops in stupid spots sometimes and something gets stuck. Oh, yeah. I understand. So what you're saying is if you don't have jump jets in the second Lance, you're prone to getting issues with a mech being stuck. Yeah, that's a fair statement. That is a fair statement. All right, let's push the Jenner out here. We're going to put the blackjack in. Let's see. To be honest, we really need the better pilot in the blackjack than the Griffin. So we'll put our best gunner in our blackjack. And then Javelin is going to drop to the second Lance. And we'll put T-Bone in there because he's got higher evasion. I understand what you're saying now, IMG. That is a fair point. So IMG is confirmed. Assuming that the update drops on Monday, we are going to have a challenge. So I will be updating on Monday, and IMG will be updating on Monday. And what we're going to do, is we're going to get into Discord and we're going to set up our start exact as close to the same as we can. Even if that means that we have to do the start a couple times just to make sure we get as close to the same mechs as possible, we will do that. We'll have the same rules, we'll have the same mechs, and we're going to tweak things a little bit. Like, for example, I think we need to have... Right. Monday afternoon, we're going to do the update, make sure it works correctly, and then we're going to set up the rules on Monday. And then what we can actually do is we can post the rules in our Discord, IMG, we can refer people to the rules that we come up with. We're going to come up with certain rules, like you can't purchase mechs in the store. I would say that you could purchase mech parts, but not individual mechs. But we'll work out all the rules on Monday. And then Tuesday morning, I will start my fresh start. I will stream for 2 hours. And then IMG will stream for 2 hours. And then we're going to have the same amount of time of our streams each day. And we're going to see which one of us succeeds or fails with the battle armor start. IMG, I know our Discord needs some work. So that's one of my projects that we need to really do is get our Discord in a more viable spot. And IMG and a skewed one, if you have any ideas on how we can improve our Discord, I would love to do that. That's just been a project I haven't had time for until recently. So let's double down on getting our Discord where it needs to be. I agree 100%. The challenge will be if either of us can survive 4 days with only battle armor as a start. Yeah, I know the Discord needs some work. Originally, the Discord was just kind of set up so we could have voice while we're playing multiplayer, but obviously the time has passed where we need to improve our Discord.
I'm ready.
I'm completely on board with that. All right, so let's scout out.
Onward.
This is a recovery mission, by the way. We were talking about other things, but this is a recovery mission. So we're heading to our embassy, our customer's embassy, to rescue some of their employees. Usually in this scenario, we're probably just... I mean, how many people can we rescue in a battle mech? So my guess would be that we're just rescuing the ambassador, and then everybody else is being left to die. That sounds Inner Sphere-like. So in this scenario, since we're being basically sent in to save one person... a Mantis! A Mantis! I really want to get a Mantis because they are really great for melee. This is a mech that actually has claws for melee, so we definitely want to get some pieces of that. It's the first time I've seen one. Probably because we moved more into the periphery, which is where they're more likely to be. So I'm on board with improving the Discord, guys. Absolutely. There's the Mantis. Oh, it looks cool. A battle bus. I remember the battle bus from Rogue Tech. Yes, I know a skewed one likes the Mantis. I like the Mantis too. In fact, we're going to have to stay away from... We're going to have to keep our distance from this Mantis because they're very good at melee. Probably want to take this Nighthawk out sooner than later. Let's move up on this Nighthawk. This Nighthawk is kind of isolated from the rest of its lance. So we should try to make it pay here. Alright, so notice I moved the Blackjack up pretty aggressively, but that is because I'm going to be moving up my other mechs in front of it.
Throttle up.
You don't move up a Blackjack to the front line against the enemy. You just don't do it. Alright, let's do a Battlelord here. Just increase our opportunity to really put the hammer down on this Nighthawk while we can. While it's isolated from the rest of its lance.
Lock and loading. Here it comes.
Alright, we're going to have to stay away from that Mantis. That Mantis could be dangerous. So we're really going to have to try to stay away from that Mantis. What I could do is I could move up here and try to get a tag on the Mantis. So we could try to engage it at long range.
Locked on.
As you can see, the Mantis has a lot of evasion, so that's why the tag is going to be important. Keeping a tag on that is going to be very important. Let's see. Alright, let's get a shot into the rear of this Nighthawk. Ooh, lousy hit percent chances here. That Nighthawk must have ECM because it isn't that evasive, yet it was very hard to hit. So there's definitely some ECM on that thing. Is that a second Mantis? We have two Mantises. Oh boy. Could we put a Mantis together here on this mission? Probably not. Oh, the other target's a Locust. We might be able to pick these Mantises apart. That would be cool if we could put a Mantis together. What I really like is this stage of your fresh start. You usually have kind of a... You get to a tipping point where you can start adding mechs quickly because you have enough mech parts in the mech bay. Alright, that Mantis has got 3 medium lasers. So it definitely is a nice 30-ton melee bot if it has 3 medium lasers and the ability to do substantial damage with melee. A skewed 1, do you think we can put a Mantis together here? It'd be hard. We'd have to really luck out on salvage. But we should probably try. At this stage, I usually want that, that, and that. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Alright, let's do a precision strike on this Nighthawk. Maybe we take out one of his legs.
Ready, Commander.
I mean,
I live to serve.
a Mantis would be a nice little piece of salvage here. So we'll see what happens. Alright, let's go for melee on this Nighthawk. Alright, there we go. We'll get knocked down at least.
Ooh, that hit something good.
I want to like the Nighthawk because it looks cool, but I never seem to think of a way to put together a really good Nighthawk. They're just kind of meh.
Orders.
They're okay. Oh, should I hit this Mantis in the rear? Oh, it's tempting. What else? We got another mantis and a locust. All right. My instincts say go for the backstab on the mantis, but my brain is saying your Owens would be far too exposed. All right, so this mantis actually is not evasive. So let's take advantage to hit this mantis and see if we can work on that one side. What's the locust gonna do? Go after a Kintaro. Okay, that's fine. I thought it would go after the Owens there.
I'm receiving you.
Ooh. Here's the question. Should I go in and melee a mantis? Or am I playing into its strengths because I'll then be in melee range of it? You know what? Let's give it a try. I'm going for melee on the mantis.
Boom.
I was hoping to take out a leg there. Now we might be at the mercy of the mantis for the next round. Let's completely ignore the Owens that just shot at us. Yeah, that's what mechs do. Alright, the mantis went after our blackjack instead of going after the Jenner. I thought it would melee the Jenner there. That's probably what I would have done.
So far, so good.
Let's see. Alright. I'm not going to melee with a blackjack. That is a very foolish idea. So let's move our blackjack away from any melee potential here. And see if we can't finish off this Nighthawk here. Alright, Nighthawk is back up. Let's see what it does. It should go after the Kintaro. There you go. It goes after the Kintaro. Okay. That's what I expected, pretty much.
Ready, Commander.
Alright. Speaking of that, let's, you know what? I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna keep trying to melee the Griffin. I might be... Or the mantis. I might be setting myself up for failure here.
With the
But if I can take out one of the legs of the mantis, it might be worth the risk. Right here, let's finish off the Nighthawk just because we can. There we go. There goes the Nighthawk.
Let's do the math, Chief.
Not too excited about that salvage on that
Mech
Nighthawk, but they're mech parts. I'll take them.
Hot damn, we're gonna do this right.
A young mercenary company cannot be choosy. I don't want to do melee here because I'm really nervous about that mantis.
Let's move.
I'm really worried if I let my Owens lose its evasion, that mantis is gonna cook our goose. So let's go for a rear strike on the locust. Not bad.
Critical hit, Commander.
Damage is light. Thy will be done.
All right. Let's go for melee on the mantis again. I know I'm playing to the strengths of the mantis, but if we could take out one of the legs,
I waited to it.
it would be worth it. There we go. Oh, so the Mantis needs to... Let's see. Gotta stay evasive. Yep, I gotta stay evasive. But I wanted to get that Mantis down on the ground. I think we're going to have a good shot at getting some good mech parts here. Alright, so the Blackjack here. Alright, let's get some fire into the other Mantis. Try to break down some of its armor, especially on the legs. Good shots there. See what the Mantis does. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have the pilots do head kills right now. So the best shot I have as far as salvage is just to keep trying to knock down the legs on these Mantises. There we go. Yay, we got 3 parts. So if I do the same thing
Ready for orders.
on the other Mantis, then theoretically I'll have 6-part Mantis parts in the... And I'll be able to pick 2. So that will leave 4 left in the hopper. Alright, so let's go for the leg on this other Mantis. Alright, we got knocked down.
I think I hit something.
I mean,
good.
that's the other thing I could do, is I could just try to keep getting knocked down on these Mantises. But I don't think it has the armor to take 3 knockdowns.
What's up, boss?
Alright, I don't... Let's see if we can just get this Locust out of here with another rear shot.
On your tail.
There we go. There goes the Locust. We should only get 1 part of the Locust, which is good.
Orders.
Alright, so there we go. Now we can start working on the legs of this
I am
Mantis.
the win.
Ideally, I'd like to get 6 mech parts of the Mantis in the rotation. And if I select 2, then I might have a decent shot of getting 2 more. Alright, there we go. 1 more leg on this
Reporting critical
Mantis.
hit.
Alright. Alright, it's just the Mantis against the world here. See, the AI is not using the Mantis correctly. I would have used it much differently. Alright. Alright, we gotta be careful that we don't kill this thing too quickly. So let's just use our A2 rounds on this. Alright, there we go. We got another knockdown. 2nd knockdown on the Mantis. Very nice. Alright. Oh, he ejected. Alright, how many parts? It's not going to tell us. Darn it.
Ready, Commander.
Okay. So let's secure the objective.
Throttle up.
I think we probably got at least 3 parts if he ejected.
I'm your spaniel.
Alright, so I think we're going to have the 6 Mantis parts in the salvage.
Standing by.
I just want one. I think it looks
I'm
cool.
walking here.
It'll be fun to explore how you can use it as a melee bot. Alright, that was a pretty pain-free mission.
Let's move.
This will be a nice way to end the stream. If we can put a Mantis together. Excelsior!
The asset is in
Alright. Okay. Now I should be able to pick 2 mantis parts. So hopefully there isn't too much other garbage in there, and maybe we can get the mantis. I wish I'd killed the Nighthawk with a 1-part kill in retrospect. Alright, so we're going to take our 2 mantis parts. Oh, I could take 3. I could take 3 mantis parts. And then I still have... Oh, it didn't give me any more salvage? Huh? Oh, okay, it's a different mantis. Which is better, the Mantis SMN? Mantis has mask. 2 as lasers are mounted on the torso. Which one of these is better? That's the question. Let's see. Solaris V Mercenary Battletech. The Mantis uses high speed. 3 ER medium lasers and 2 ER small lasers. This, I think the S would be better than the M. All right, let's just see if we get lucky here. Okay, so we got Mantis, 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 Nighthawk, Locust, and a couple cores. Ooh, and we got some ferrofibrous. That's nice. That's a nice. Okay. Skewed 1, do you have any advice on which of these 2 mantises we should put together? This is nice. Maybe we could retire our Locust now, IMG. I think we could retire the Locust. If I put a tag on the Mantis, it would be a really good scout. Now that I'm thinking out loud. Alright, so we can put together the Mantis. Oh, no, it's only letting me put together the S. Because we don't have enough, we don't have 2 parts of the M, N. Okay, so we only have 1 choice. So let's get this thing ready. Alright, I'm excited.
Is cleared for fighting.
Alright, let's see what we can do with this Mantis. Ooh, he looks cool. I like that he's in construction yellow. Alright, so let's see what we could do with this Mantis real quickly. Alright, so it does have the XL engine. So that's nice. But look at the movement. Max movement is 11 hex. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, yeah, that is a beautiful, beautiful scout mech here. This is what that is. 2 ER medium lasers, 2 ER small lasers. You can't really change that out. That kind of is what it is. It's got the claws, which have the melee ability. It's got the mask. I don't like the fact that the mask is in the torso. I wish it was down here in the engine block. But the beauty of this thing is there's not that much we could do unless if we have another tag. Oh, we do have another tag. So I'm going to take out the ER small laser and put in a tag so that this can act as a scout. All in the torso, so they will fire if you use your weapon. Yeah, so this is perfectly designed to go for melee. Alright, so we lost a little... the tag is too heavy. Shoot, I don't want to give up armor. Alright, so this thing can't have a tag until... I can't think of a way to put a tag on this thing. Not if we're going to lose armor, which we don't want to do. Because this thing is so squishy. If it had the ability to put in a small laser instead of the ER medium lasers, then I could put in the tag. But on the other hand, just thinking out loud, if it goes in and it does melee, it will cause the enemy to lose its evasion, so it will still help us with sensor locks, even if it doesn't have the tag. So, I think it's good as is. Alright guys, so on this stream we put together a blackjack. I gotta change my company colors, I don't like this yellow. We put together the mantis and we put together the javelin. So we've increased our mechs by almost 50% in the space of one stream. So thank you all for your efforts here. It has 2 support hardpoints. Oh, I have 3 medium lasers? Did I miss that? It's not a surprise. Oh, I do. I have 3. Okay, so I have a medium laser here. Okay, so that... Yeah, but then the problem is... I can't put a tag here. So if I put a tag in... no, that won't work, because if I put the tag in, then I'm gonna lose. Yeah, so this can't have a tag. I'm gonna think about it, but I think I would lose too much firepower if I took that off. Like, I would lose a significant amount. And if you think about it, he's still giving you a sensor lock. Drop the small and add the tag. You're out half a ton, so add armor. No, that won't work because the small... okay. Alright, let's take another look at it. Alright. If I drop the small, that only gives me half a ton. I could drop both smalls. But I like to have this... I wish this had the ability... Drop 1 medium, 1 small, add tag, and add armor. Okay. Alright. Okay. Okay. I get what you're saying. I'm going to take your advice. Then we'll add armor. Definitely going to armor up the center torso here, because this mech is going to be squishy. Let's armor up the legs. This thing needs its legs and the center torso more than anything else, because since the claws are a internal component, they will be replaced every time that we need to do repairs. So I don't have to be worried about losing these claws. So really, I need to focus on keeping the legs and the center torso on this thing. Alright. 3 days. I think that's a good improvement. I appreciate the feedback from everybody. And on that note, we're going to end this stream. Our next stream for Battletech Advanced is going to be on Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. We should have plenty of time to do 3 or 4 hours of Battletech Advanced on Sunday. We're just going to play around and have fun because we're doing a restart on Monday. Thank you for the follow, Fly Saipashi. I'm not even going to pretend that I pronounced that correctly. But we'll see you guys next time. Have a great